Well, the recording booth, for those that haven't heard this yet, is like kind of a lonely place. You're there by yourself. You're doing your own process, your own work usually. You're not usually with any other cast member. And the great editors at Pixar kind of build your performance together. And you're reading with the director usually, and you have to kind of imagine the other side of the scene. And what's great is that you can go back and fix and redo stuff. You can noodle with stuff. You know, Pixar makes a ton of iterations of, I think there was something like 10 drafts of the script and 12 drafts of the screenings, and they tested and did it and reworked it. So you have a chance to go back. But yeah, you know, it's a solitary experience in there.
One thing I love about making movies is if you go to see this movie, the list of credits of who has come to work on this film is so long. And it's such a collaborative art form. And it's such a human art form. And I think humanity is collaborative. We are no good on our own. And neither are our emotions.
Wow, the filmmakers at Pixar are pretty amazing. Kelsey Mann directed Inside Out 2. He's a joy.
He's incredible.
He's so energetic and
optimistic,
yes,
and in love with actors and in love with the story. You can really see the scene playing on his eyes. You know, when we're doing this, we don't get to watch the movie and do the voice along with the movie, but he was the movie, to me at least. Like, he was performing it and doing it. It was, I mean, it's incredible. I got to watch the movie, and I'd never gotten to do a scene with you, and I got to see the movie and be like, oh my God, I just did a scene with Amy Poehler. Holy smokes. But I was doing scenes with him, you know?
Yeah.
And he was amazing.
Yeah.
And so supportive. Really, like, catch more flies with honey, or, you know, kind of style creator.
So in the second film, Riley, our character, is turning 13. She is, you know, Joy kind of congratulates everyone for a job well done and thinks that their work is over, and then the puberty alarm rings and new emotions invade headquarters and take over and cause a lot of chaos. And those new emotions are embarrassment, envy, ennui, and anxiety.
And then my character, you know, I think that she is really well-intentioned. I think she really wants to improve Riley's life. And I imagine her kind of have been stuck in an office downstairs watching Riley's life happen, you know, without being able to really take any control for a long time. And like we all do when we see other people in positions of power, we think, oh, I could do that better. I could do that better. I could have handled that better. I could have done that better. And so sitting pent up, kind of stuck in this place, and then all of a sudden puberty bell rings and she's let loose. And it's like, you know, the horse is running the hospital or whatever, and you're like, oh, now I'm in charge. Now I will show you how much better I can do. But like it happens to most of us when we all of a sudden step into a position of power that we've coveted and wanted and thought we could handle well, it's actually extremely difficult to be in a position of power. And I think that this movie is anxiety figuring out that she can't do it better, at least not alone.
Well, at first, Joy is excited that anxiety is here because she thinks another person that's got their eye on the prize. I like how the cut of her jib. And then she realizes very fast that anxiety is worrying about things that are in the future that aren't real yet. And she's kind of slowing things down and at worst making things frozen. So Joy gets relegated to a bottle. She's bottled up like the other emotions and kind of sent away, and her worst fear is realized, which is anxiety and envy and embarrassment and ennui are at the controls. I think that a lot of people have a hard time trying to express how they feel. Sometimes it's easier to express how you feel through visual images, you know, like pictures in your mind. I think why this movie is so beautiful is it gives you a visual image of what is a very conceptual, esoteric feeling, which is feelings. So I think, I don't know, like the word important is an interesting word because when you're making something entertaining, you know, you don't sit down and go, I'm going to make something really important. But it has become very beloved because I think it allows adults to talk to their inner child. I think it allows parents to talk to their kids. I think kids like it because it's funny and deep and they love the characters.
And I think it allows kids to talk to their parents.
100%.
In a different way,
That's
too.
right, yeah. So it's just like a way to connect. I think the first film resonated so much because it's such a beautiful, well-made, funny, hilarious adventure that has this deep meaning underneath it. And I think Pixar does that better than anybody. I think they know how to be entertaining and provocative, emotionally provocative, and those two things are really hard to do. So honestly, I think it was a success because Pixar made it, and then and the idea behind it was so interesting. I think people had never seen that on screen, the inside of a mind, and so I think that's why it was such a big hit. Let me just add one more thing about why it was a hit. 2 words: Pete Docter, because he's a genius.